Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today's video, Friday morning, it's Friday lunchtime now. You can see we're still well frozen up here. It was -7 again last night, which I didn't think it was going to get down that low. I thought it was only going to be -1 or 2, -7. So we're still okay. We still have the other sheds is all clear. Just this one is still frozen up. And at the minute I've just run the hose down from the stable up above, and we have started to fill this drinker to let the cattle in. The only thing that I'll say is cattle aren't drinking a lot at the minute. With the cold weather, they don't seem that bothered. They will drink the full of that. It's a few of them will come in and drink now, and they'll drink the full of it between now and tomorrow, but they're not drinking the whole pile. I think it's the cold weather. They're just, I suppose they don't need it, so that's the only plus. But it's still torture. You lose an hour and a half every day. This is day 4 of having to do this. You lose an hour and a half every day filling drinkers, messing around with it, and you kind of have to stay with it all the time. If you go to walk away from it, even though I have a twine tied onto the pipe, they can get their head in under the pipe. They can always work magic with it, and they'll have the pipe pulled out and have the whole bloody shed flooded if you don't stay with it. It's happened already, so we learned our lesson. But yeah, absolute torture. And I know it's the same for everybody all over the country, and we're bad, but at least it's only one shed. Plenty of men have 2 and 3 sheds that's all froze up, and then the dairy guys on top of that, they maybe have all the drinkers frozen plus the parlour, and having to try and free out the parlour and get everything working, an absolute nightmare. And maybe you have to do it in the morning time before first milking, and then in the evening again before second milking. So we're bad, but there's guys losing 4, 5, 6 hours a day trying to keep stuff thawed out. It's actually Adrian left of my farm, We Farm, left a message on the last video just saying what some of the things he was having to put up with, and it kind of brought to me maybe just that we're bad, but the dairy guys is even worse. So thoughts going out to you. I really hope it all thaws out over the weekend for you and for me. So we'll see. Yeah, so I can't really leave this, but I'm going to just go for a few minutes and I'll show you another job that I'm going to do today, kind of in between, if I can just get a few minutes in between to get it done. So let's go and look at it. Alright, so down in the calving shed, some of our pens here in the back, they're kind of being used for other things at the minute. Some straw stored in here, meal for the calves outside is here and mixed and all. And we have these 2 pens here. The 2 front pens are collapsed down at the minute. They can be collapsed down and put up then when they're needed around the middle or end of February. But this pen here, you can see we have lost the timbers from along this side. We divided this many years ago with timbers because firstly it was easy just to do it that way, and if you wanted to, you could always take the timbers out. So that was one of the reasons. The other reason too was having the timbers here and here, it just meant you had a nice enclosed area here where it was quite warm, especially with the loft on it as well. So if you had a calf or an animal that needed a bit of heat, it's not hard to put them in here, have nice fresh straw on it, and it is quite warm. You know, you could also, if you needed to block it up more, you could drop a sheet down from up here, you know, a plastic sheet, and you could actually block it off, and it would be fully enclosed more or less. So that was kind of why we used timber. And at the time, I think we had a plank or 2 of timber, I'm not even sure where they come from, that was laying around the yard, probably here for a while, and we bought some new planks. But when I was cleaning out the back side of the shed in the springtime, the planks all started cracking and breaking. So on the further inspection, as you will see it here on this, see all the wee holes? It's all woodworm, covered in woodworm. However, it must have been one of the planks that was here initially, and you can see it there fairly well. Whole thing is just destroyed in woodworm right along. So that plank there is for dumping. These planks here are fine, no issues on this side because these were all new planks, so there's no woodworm in them. Also the timbers here up on the top are also fine. These planks weren't actually touching them anymore, so it just meant that the woodworm didn't get the spread anywhere else, only in the wall of timber here, if you like. So yeah, we're gonna have to replace them, but I'm gonna clear this out, see what I need, The drinker was also mounted here, so it had to be taken off. You can see it's actually on this timber here. And the pipe as well. When the timbers broke, it actually yanked the pipe down and bent it. So we'll have to, there's a fitting here, a joiner. We'll just have to open it there and replace the bit of pipe whenever we get the timbers up and remount the drinker. So yeah, want to get this cleared out. So I'm going to do that today. Pull out a few bits out of the way, clear it out with the bucket of the telehandler, and yeah, more or less get it ready, because this will be all washed out. The hay will be used up by the time that before calving. This will all be, obviously we'll be cleaning it out, and it'll be all washed out before calving happens, and yeah, it'll be nice, clean and fresh. That's the plan. So anyway, right, we'll start moving some of this stuff and get the teleporter, we'll scrape it out and load it into the trailer. Here's a good little tip for anyone who has these kind of gates that has these kind of pins on it. Most of these gates here was just all simple bought-in gates, but if you want to take that top pin out to start to get everything loosened for taking off, if you lift like that there and leave it sitting on, well, this one here sitting on the bottom one, if you leave it sitting on it, that takes the pressure off the top gate, the top pin on this side of the gate, and it slides straight out. See? Simple as that. One man can do it on his own, and gate is off. Simple as that. Right, we're going to try and take this out. This should be fun, because this gate really is too heavy to lift on your own. So let's see if we can just get in under it without knocking it over. Okay. We don't want to put too much of a lift on it. See, will it come out? How have we got it balanced? Doesn't look too bad. Not too bad at all. Quite happy with that. Because it is heavier. It's heavier on this side here where the crush part of the gate is. Now, I don't really want to take it out. If I can just leave it. Those horses would leave it alone. I would leave it there against that other gate. So let's see if we can get it round in there enough. Let it swing round. There we go. Don't slide off just yet. That couldn't be much better than that. Once they don't knock it, not bad. Okay, we get the timber out, get that ladder out, and we get the bucket on, and get the trailer, and we clear that out. Alright, so that's it all cleaned out. It's actually really stuck to the ground here, and I'd say it's slightly frozen, believe it or not, even in the shed, but it's not the end of the world. At least we've it cleared out. We can see now how many timbers we need to go back up here, and I'll be able to get the drinker all set up on it and sorted out. And the other thing too, what it is, if we're stuck and we need to put an animal in here, if we have an animal that gets lame, an animal that gets sick, we can bed it, and we can even stick, you know, the gate up along there, and you know, we have somewhere that we can put a sick animal. So it's good to have that cleaned out. It didn't take that long. It was just one of them jobs, kind of putting the long finger and just get it done and dusted now. So yeah, timbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 by 3 timbers we need for it, because we want to keep it up the same height as that, because an animal can't jump that, can't get over it. If there's one less, they can pop over it. So yeah, we've had cows with calves that have been a bit nervous, and this one here was lower. They could actually jump from here into the other side, or vice versa. So, and this one, if they're in this one here, they could never get through because there's not enough space to let them through up there. So that's it. Anyway, on to the next thing. It will be tomorrow. We're going to be dosing some cattle. We're going to be taking some of the Weanlings out. Some of them still have to be dosed, and we'll clip their backs, hopefully, if it has thawed out a bit and isn't just as cold on Saturday. So anyway, see you tomorrow, Saturday. Okay, so a little bit of footage that I took when we were doing our Weanlings earlier on. Now, it was still bitterly cold when we were doing this. A lot of the frost had started to thaw out here at this stage on the ground, or some of it started to thaw out, and what hadn't, we had a bit of salt and I put it down, just left it safe to get the cattle out, and left them that they weren't going to be slipping around the place. We didn't want any casualties. So, plus we wanted to get this done and dusted out of the way today, not to have it dragging on into next week, into Christmas week, because we still have plenty of other things to do. We're doing them we have the Histophilus vaccine top up, so their second Histophilus, they had to get it, and then they were done for worms fairly soon before they went in, but they hadn't got a fluke, so the drench that we're giving them is a worm and fluke drench, so they've been done for that. There you can see them being done there for that at the minute. Crush is a great job with the head scoop. The head scoop really takes a lot of the work out. You can see there, it is quite handy to, once the head scoop's there holding the head in place, it's quite handy then to just, you know, lift the head or get the drench into them. The gate just need to be fair. I'm fairly handy at it. This guy here took a bit of it just kept slipping. He didn't really want to give in. You can see him, he just keeps going and going and going, and then eventually he just settles. But anyway, it's just the way it is. The GoPro kept turning off because it was so cold, which can be a problem with them, unfortunately. They'll run for about 25 seconds and then just switch off. So I just got sick of turning it on and off, and I put it back in the car after I took this bit of footage. But yeah, Weanlings are doing well. You can see them, they're in great form, jumping around the place, and that's what you want to see. So, got the cattle all done, finished. It was only these 4 pens of Weanlings that we had to do, and I probably done a voiceover on it anyway, so it was only top up of the Histophilus vaccination, and we're done for worms soon before they went in, but they were never done for fluke, so they're done for fluke. Some of them is actually coughing there. You might hear them in the background, so they needed done, and we got them done. The good news is, it's just getting dark, and a terrible fog has actually come down, but it's much milder than it was. The yard is thawing out, and the best news of all, the water is thawed out in this shed. Sprinklers are all out. Thanks be to God, because it was 5 days of torture. Anyway, great news that they've all thawed out. Weanlings are doing well, happy with the Weanlings. We didn't clip their backs just because it was cold. We may take them out, maybe if weather stays mild and looks okay, maybe around Christmas or early in the new year, we'll maybe take them out and just clip their backs. Not take that long, but they need done for, some of them start to see there's lice on them, so they'll be done for lice. We usually do them now, maybe might get them done next week before Christmas. If not, we'll maybe get them done between Christmas and New Year. So yeah, they have to be done. But yeah, happy with how the Weanlings are doing. So that is it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. I do hope to have another video up next possibly next Wednesday or Thursday, we'll say. Just depends what we're doing early in the week, and I'll take a bit of footage and get a video up by then. So until then, if you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the sub button, leave a like in the video, comment down below. All that kind of stuff helps the channel and is very much appreciated. We'll see you during the week. Take care. See you then.